Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with me here from Rosie's Corner. It's a big day because it's Fish Friday. You can get the entree or the sandwich version. Put the mac and cheese with it, the coleslaw, the fries. It's an amazing, amazing meal for either lunch or dinner. And of course, here you can get the pizza wing combos all day and night, today and tomorrow for all the games, all the college football, all the Major League Baseball playoff race games. It's just a great, great place to be. If you're in and around central New York, get on down here. And hey, if you're in visiting town, grab a gift card, hand it to the family as an early Christmas present, right? And grab some Rosie's yourself. Right off the Bartell Road exit on Route 11 in front of the Brewerton Bridge, Rosie's Corner is a proud ML Sports Platter sponsor. They've also got desserts to go. They've got Pepsi products. They have salads. The place is amazing, and be on the lookout for some of their specialty breads as well. Here at Rosie's Corner, American Burger, the classic American Burger, the stuffed shells, a lot of different entree options as well. Non-fish, non-pizza wing, if you want that as well. How about Derek Jeter? This Wednesday going into the Hall of Fame, finally. He's class of 2020, Larry Walker, Ted Simmons, etc. But let's face the facts, no disrespect to everybody else. Derek Jeter is the headliner, and I think many of you know, if you followed me on radio, if you followed Pinstripe Passion, which I used to host and now still have a website, Derek Jeter's my favorite player of all time. It was Don Mattingly for the longest time, but then as time went on, it became Jeter. Jeter won, and Mattingly literally 1A right behind him. And, you know, there's a bunch of things I want to get to here with Jeter. Number one, the anti-Yankee sentiment and the anti-Jeter stuff where he's overrated is one of the biggest bullshit arguments in the history of sports and modern times. Derek Jeter is nothing but underrated because Derek Jeter is 6th all-time in hits. Derek Jeter, who many people think, well, he was on the Yankees with a big payroll, it was easy for him. Remember A-Rod with the Esquire comments and all the rest years back. Oh, it was easy. He had the team, he had the players, he had Hall of Famers, he had Mariano Rivera. Yeah, but not many people could go to New York and stay down here, stay grounded, stay level, and produce when it matters the most. There are a lot of people who freeze in the moment. Some people can't even handle spring training as a New York Yankee. This guy flourished in October. Look at those October numbers. 308 batting average, 61 RBI, 20 home runs, 200 hits on the nose. You look at it, you're supposed to bat significantly lower, and that's another anti-Jeter thing that I love. People say, well, he hit 308 in the postseason, but he hit 310 in the regular season. He wasn't as good. Now he was better because he was playing against better competition and better pitching. Also, he holds a lot of records for the Yankees and in the postseason, of course, for the Yankees. You know, look, most hits, most runs scored, most doubles, most games played. Guess what? They had DiMaggio, they had Mantle, they had Gehrig, and they had Ruth, and they had Yogi Berra. And Derek Jeter's above all those guys in those categories. That is an amazing feat for the most famous franchise in all of professional sports. And then when you take a look at the immense situation, the impact on the game in terms of the major leagues, just across the board. I mean, you could hate the Yankees, you could boo Derek Jeter, but as he said after Fenway Park games, they don't boo nobodies. And Jeter would get booed, I think, out of kind respect. And I tell you what, when I went to Boston for his final game, I was an emotional disaster, of course. I'm crying, and I'm like, I can't believe this is over. I miss him so much today, just watching his game. And his popularity rose in that city that day. And, you know, the Red Sox did it right. You have to credit them. They brought in all these different legends from all different walks of sport, Boston legends, other folks. And it was just a really, real great ceremony. He got a little dribble base hit as his last at bat. And then was taken out at first base, now sitting in the center field bleachers. I'll never forget it. Never forget watching his last Yankee Stadium game with the base hit to right center field in a non-playoff year. Again, clutch moment. The Yankees win it. He gets the walk-off. Of course, that's what Derek Jeter would do. You think about the dive into the stands in 2004. You talk about the flip play that saved the series. They were down 0-2 against Oakland in Game 3, and the double goes down the right field line, Terrence Long and company in the A's, and here comes Jeremy Giambi running around the bases, and ba-boom, he doesn't slide, but it was still a spectacular play. If he had slid, maybe he would have been safe. Derek Jeter gets the ball on a whim. I mean, just absurd. Shouldn't have even been there. How would he even know to be there? Grabs it and does a little flip to Posada, and he tags him on the calf. And the Yankees get out of the inning, and they win the series in 5 games back in New York. They won Game 3 and Game 4, and then won Game 5 in New York. I think Roger Clemens started that one, actually. But Derek Jeter is a remarkable, unbelievable player. And, we talk about Michael Jordan. We talk about Ken Griffey Jr. We talk about the exciting, greatest of all flair players of all time, and some international stars like Ronaldo and Messi, Federer in tennis, Nadal. You know what? Derek Jeter is actually underrated in terms of his global impact as well. In fact, I was on a Zoom call with him yesterday and a bunch of media members. I did not get a chance to ask a question, but Jeter was waxing poetic about the appreciation that people have for him. He said that he had teammates, and he's been to Venezuela, he's been to the Dominican Republic, he's been all over Latin America, and he said, look, I am aware of my impact there, but only because people tell me, people who I'm with, my teammates, my visits there. And it's just a remarkable thing. Yankee hats are all over the place the last 20 years, and a lot of it has to do with Derek Sanderson Jeter. It's easy to be, let's say, living in the Dominican and loving baseball, loving the entire sport, and just grabbing a Yankee hat because it's the most recognizable logo, and somebody just looks at the history and all that. Okay, but I'm talking about the last 20 years, the last 25 years of baseball. Derek Jeter managed to be the face of baseball without being the best player in baseball for a lot of his career. Now, I think there were a few times he was the best player. 2006, he should have won the MVP. Justin Morneau got it. But the Yankees were dead in the water, and Jeter carried them that entire season. The 2009 campaign, I would argue, the last World Series title won by the Yankees, seems like ages ago. Jeter was insane the entire year. He was carrying a lot of the lineup through stretches of that season as well. Clutch hits, clutch home runs, you name it. How about this guy going 5 for 5 for his on his 3,000th hit game? I mean, who does that? Who hits a home run for his 3,000th hit? Not many others. Wade Boggs did it, I remember, as a Tampa Bay Ray. But you hit a home run of David Price, at the time one of the best pitchers in baseball, for your 3,000th hit, and then you keep hitting after that. You get 5 hits total. It's just absurd what he's done. I think about Game 4 in the 2000 World Series. The Mets had just won Game 3. They pulled a little bit of momentum back from the Yankees. First pitch, Derek Jeter off Bobby Jones. Goodbye, home run. Takes the momentum back. Yankees win Game 4. Then they win Game 5. Of course, Piazza flies out to Bernie Williams, closes it out, and the Yankees win a championship, their 4th in 5 years. Just absolutely remarkable career. I was in the stands, left field, sort of lower deck area, just not in left field lower. Like if you were looking at the lower deck of left field, I was in, like if you wrap around, I was on the right side of the pole, but so looking right at left field. I remember being in a playoff game. I think 2006 was the year, and Derek Jeter went 5 for 5 against the Tigers. Now, they ended up losing that series, but that game, I was blown away. It was an iconic thing. It was an amazing moment. I've had personal interaction with Jeter. I interviewed him back in 2004 in the Cleveland Indian clubhouse. 2 years ago, took a picture with him and saw him again at Mariano Rivera's induction. And as a fan, going up to Toronto when I was a student at St. Bonaventure, I'll never forget it. I had one of those dinky little balls. That's all I had. Didn't have an officially licensed one or whatever. But I ended up getting a photo ball signed by him. Now, don't ever get a photo ball signed because the ink doesn't, stay like an officially licensed, $20 Major League Baseball. Make sure you get signatures on those. But this ball is all I had. I brought it up. I threw it to him. He threw it back to me. And it was a great moment. And then later on, here I am being able to be around him, take pictures with him, covering his induction this Wednesday. He's a class act. He's the face of baseball for years and years and years. I think he had the perfect baseball career. He's my favorite player of all time. He's my Mantle. He's my DiMaggio. He's my Gehrig. He's my Ruth. Congratulations, Derek Sanderson Jeter. Number 2, Derek Jeter. Get on down here to Rosie's Corner for Fish Friday. Enjoy the games.